Hey, Mael, there's a couple of things I wanted to point out about the play on the left-hand side. Um, Predominantly, that comes down to the habit of getting your head down on the ball and dribbling away from everybody. So you dribble away from the support, which makes it harder to link up, makes it harder for you to get involved to create quality opportunities. So we'll roll through. In this instance, you've done really well. You've won the ball there, and now we're running out. Right now, you've got time and space, and if you have a look, you can see the defenders are on par with you. One, you're dribbling the ball. Two, you're on the wing and you're not blessed with an enormous amount of pace. You're fast enough, but you're not really going to outstrip a really fast player. So in this situation, what you really need to try to do is find an option to either put a really, really good pass in ahead of Danny. You can see Danny's here. The centre back is goal side. But one thing that you need to identify in this situation is their goalkeeper's crew switched on. So their centre back is here. Oh my God. Their centre back's here. They got another one tracking. I think it's Will, who's well and truly over there. Their midfield's tracking back, so this line is right on your heels. So, and their goalkeeper is just out of shot now. So I might actually just roll it forward a tiny bit and see if we can pick him up. So you've made the decision to kick, and you know what? If you execute that pass, it's not such a bad option. Their goalkeeper, you can see him. He's on the edge of his 18-yard box, so he's around about here. You do have Danny to aim for. It's a very, I suppose, a good what you're thinking is thinking centrally, putting the ball into this sort of area, and then Danny's through on goal. Danny does tend to be very direct. It could be, and what might be better in this situation would be for Danny to come towards you. You could call him towards you, and it's something that we can work on. If Danny then comes towards you, that gives you the potential to continue your run, and then Danny can play you through with a pass, and then link up, and you played around the centre back. Okay, this is sort of a lower percentage option. I'll send this feedback over to Danny because Danny plays up front. You're going to be outside of him. Um, so that's probably a better option. Remember, Danny, this is where we're talking about. I'll include you in the conversation now, Danny. This is where we talk about dropping in between the lines. Okay, so if I go to the free draw capacity and we'll go to red, this is effectively their centre back line. This is effectively their midfield line. So, Danny, this does present an opportunity rather than being that direct. It does represent an opportunity to move in and receive the ball here in between the lines with time to turn. You could also execute a run over to here that drags the centre back out of position. I think that's a really good run. You can take a touch, play MAEL through, and then rejoin the attack. It allows others to get involved. This is a bit, and we'll watch as it plays out. If this pass is pinpoint, then that's fantastic. But it's very hard, Mael, to execute a pinpoint pass on the run in those circumstances. And if we look at how it unfolds, too much on it, their goalkeeper gobbles it up. Danny, Mael, you're both going to receive this video. Um, One thing I have to say to you, excuse me, is we're a team. We currently have the best defensive record. We don't score a lot of goals, considering the teams up higher. And a little bit of that is, some teams have got, very, very good strikers. We need to work harder for our goals and seize on our opportunities. So opportunities on like that, we need to work harder to create higher quality opportunities. I'll go forward to 64-40. This is an example of play which I thought was more useful. It's less aggressive. Okay, now in this situation, the centre back's obviously been caught out of position. So this is an example where the pass is more on, because as you can see, the centre back the centre back has found himself out of position. You've got this guy here, so if you can squeeze it through, you're doing quite well. But if you can squeeze it through, what you're trying to do is play through for Danny. In this instance, you've got two options. Either you really check it in and play, I think that might be Riley through, or you go directly for Danny. As it turns out, find the space really well. Danny runs onto the ball. His option's pretty much going to be to try to find Will on his outside. Unfortunately, not the first touch that Danny was hoping for, and the opportunity breaks down. We just need to get better at fine tuning those things. In that instance, Danny, the first touch could have been just to play it into the space on the outside for Will to run onto. And we can roll it back a tiny bit. These are all really easy to talk to in hindsight. You know what I mean? So here we go. We've won. That guy wasn't too bad. The blondie with the bowl cut. Zach wins it. Riley manages to win it. Quickly gives it to MAEL. Now, MAEL, you have done a really good job of identifying the pass. Now, at this point, yeah, Danny's just didn't quite. First touch might have been easier just to keep shoving it along the line. But you're a striker. There's nothing wrong with trying to take the touch and play through. But that's a better. The thing I would say though is in that situation it was on because Danny wasn't marked. In the previous situation, it wasn't on because Danny was closely marked, so you weren't going to feed the ball through to him. So in that situation, Danny, you need to make a decision because that situation there, if we go to the freeze frame, so it goes back. Riley gets it, plays MAEL through. Now, in this situation, Danny, you're unmarked. So that's a great run. Okay. There's no defender anywhere near you. MAEL's identified that, plays the ball through to you really well. You get onto the ball. Another yard of pace or maybe a fraction better touch, and we're through. If we go to 64.02, so in this situation, mate, the centre back's on you. Okay. The centre back's got that run covered. So the better option is to drop in. Danny, you've got a lot of attributes. We need to play to your strength, and your strengths are dropping in between the lines, preferably getting a chance to turn or take the ball on the turn and then play through. Because if we do that in this situation, we can play Will through, we can play MAEL, we can perhaps even play to Benji, who can then link up and get you back into the attack. So this is just how we need to work with our forward play. So there was, look, there's one more bit here. That's 64.40. Yeah, that was specific feedback for Danny. I then had 61.26. I'm dealing with the two of you at the same time because you're our attacking unit. Now, this is an example specifically with Danny where I think you make what I consider to be a better decision. God, you can hear bloody Val in the background, can't you? So in this situation, we'll go back a little bit further so we can see what's happened before then. Okay, so out. MAEL doesn't win the ball. I think Luke's going to win the ball from this mullet guy. Just smashes that guy. Now, Riley does a really good job of unlocking you, MAEL. Now, you've gone forward directly. Now, Danny's got the ball. I think the thing I like about your decision making here, Danny, is you realize you don't have the pace to skin these guys. So you roll it back, you bring it back. You've got MAEL arrives eventually, but you find probably not the best ball. But I do like the fact that you managed to play it through and recycle possession. And I'm pretty sure so that's a better it's a better decision. But the thing that I also wanted to point out is this actually retaining the ball in that third, in my view, it leads to the goal because if we roll it through, okay, we're just dicking around waiting on the corner. We'll go forward 5, go forward another 5, go forward another 5, go forward another 5, and a bit more. So this leads to the goal because we've got consolidated pressure in the attacking third as opposed to just going long, turning it over, and then giving him a chance to come back at us. Ball goes in, we pump it out. Now, the player to watch is Riley, who's dropping into the space because we know what's going to happen here. If you can remember, we've got Riley here. Drops into the space. Grigsy comes, draws this guy. This guy makes the decision to go over and mark Zach. So he gets out of the way. That allows the opportunity for Riley to receive the ball unmarked at the top. Gets the ball still, takes the shot, and kabang. Really good goal. But whilst that's a really good finish, Danny, the thing I would say, and this is for you as well, MAEL, that comes about because we've had the patience to keep the ball in the attacking third. All right? So let's just think about that. In future, finally, this is the last point I've got. This is more focused on MAEL and his wing play. The reason I've included both of you into this is because you're going to be working together out on there. You're our attacking option. We need to convert more opportunities. This is an example. What I'm highlighting here is Mael. We need you to not run away from everybody else. Okay, so here we are. Will's breaking in the middle. At this point in the game, I'd put Mael in the I'd put Will in the middle to keep things under control. I'm actually wondering. Oh yeah, it is Mail. So Mail, you get the ball. Now you are effectively in between the lines. Okay. So you've effectively dropped back. Oh, bloody hell. I have all sorts of trouble with these icons sometimes. So this is effectively there, and this is their midfield that's recovering. So you're effectively slowing to receive the ball in between the lines, which is exactly what you want to do. That then creates opportunities in terms of passing through. So you've got Will running through, you've got Danny's back out there, Luke is out there on the other side, but you can survey your options. You've even got the option because somewhere back here will be Luke steaming through to become involved. Okay, so you've got options if you hold the ball up or be more deliberate. All of the options, and this is what I would point out, all the options are here. Do you know what I mean? These are your options. You can obviously roll it back, but we want to be more positive. But they're fantastic options that you've got. We've got our attacking four. Um, as we play it, you take a touch. Now they've by this time their midfield is caught up, so they're quite congested there. But opportunities that we have to link up, opportunities are Will. You've got, I think that might be, who is that? Is it Lukey Payne out there? Um, These guys are going to be hard to access, but the problem you've got at the moment is you're isolated. Okay, you're isolated. You've got two defenders coming across on you. They've got a screen here to screen out our attackers. So what you need to do is try to find a way to link up with everybody and maintain possession. Now what you do is you just keep dribbling over to the sideline, dribbling away from everybody else. The better option would be, and you are more than technically good enough, cut back to create the space and then pass to Will, pass to Luke, find a way to link up. Because if you can do that, if you can go from here and if you can just check a bit, so check, create the space, and from there, execute a pass to Will. It could be a pass to Luke moving through. And then you can execute a run through here and then there to get involved again. You've taken these guys out of the game. Instead, you just keep dribbling away from everybody, over to the sideline, over to the sideline. Like the goals are here. Everyone else is over there. And you've dribbled the ball 40 meters and you ultimately lose it. Like you're a better player than that. And we need more out of our attacking opportunities because when we play quality sides, when we play better sides like Sanford, I mean, even on this weekend against a team like MCE, which I don't personally rate them that highly, but they are good enough that we will need to take advantage of our opportunities because they've got some, very quick attacking players that can hurt us. That's all from me, boys. I'll end it there. We'll have the team video go out, but I really want you to work on that together. Mael, don't run away from the rest of the team. Danny dropping in between the lines to receive and play forward. We'll try to practice that more at training.